Hello, Internet.
Wait. I thought we said we were going to do hi, Internet.
Why would I say hi? I always say hello.
I know, but this isn't the show. This is a commercial for the show. I thought we said we were going to do it different.
I always say hello, Rod.
All right, fine. Say it whatever way you want to, Chris. It doesn't matter what I say anyway.
Hello, Internet.
You did, fine. You got your hello in. And now I'm Rod Morgan. You can listen to us on Balls and Brew, where we'll argue about many things, even more inane than what you just heard us argue about there. I promise. Right here on the Morganino Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Yeah We Know Podcast, part of the Morganino's Podcast Network. Here in the ring with Jimmy and Rod. Rod, what are you hot about today?
Well, Jim, you caught me at a time where, as boiler ready as I am at all times, I'm actually not hot. I had 3 days at the beach with my family and another lovely family. Had some downtime, some nice restaurants. Had a couple of beverages. I'm sure I didn't miss any big things happening in wrestling, did I?
Oh no, you haven't watched Raw. Oh dear.
Did I miss something?
You missed a couple big things. Since our last podcast, obviously Vince McMahon is no longer. We talked about that. Your guess that who's going to take over creative was not exactly right. Triple H is back over creative. Rod, how about that?
I kind of want to turn to your expertise on this, right? Like, how involved in NXT during its glory days that you guys all like to talk about was Triple H, or were there some guys we don't know their names who maybe were more penning those storylines?
It was one. They had one writer on NXT. That's a very important thing. And Triple H. It was Triple H's baby. That was all. It was those two working together. Triple H was basically the Vince McMahon, if you will. He was the yes/no on all that. Loved all the matches. Loved the storylines that went into that. It didn't translate to the main roster because they were basically blocked towards the main roster, because I really do think Vince McMahon saw the praise of NXT being more competition, and you kind of want to bury the competition. Listen, I'm not in his head, but it wouldn't surprise me, right?
No, I'm sure that, at some point, right, being the way Vince was and getting to where he got, he had to take down all comers at all times. I'm sure that that's a bit of a reflex reaction to him. So as bit as I chuckled there, I think there could be some validity to that.
And Rollins is off of SummerSlam because they didn't want him to wrestle in SummerSlam. So he's wrestling Riddle.
What did you just say?
I coughed. I'm sorry.
Rollins is off SummerSlam?
Yes, the man who worked his butt off and did a great job with Cody Rhodes in their trilogy there. Really hot with Matt Riddle. Was in the main event segment of Raw, Rod. But it was his fault because he couldn't keep his hands off of Riddle. He curb stomped him, and Riddle is injured, Rod. Is seriously injured. He has an orbital niner fracture thingy. They just wanted to move the match to Clash at the Castle, so they're not going to wrestle at SummerSlam.
Man, this is some garbage, dude. We're just getting my guy, the visionary, the revolutionary, is just getting bumped out of Nashville because they want to move it overseas. Are you kidding me? What about Seth Rollins says, I need to beat down the stoner bro, but I need to do it over in, England, Scotland, Ireland? I'm not even sure where the stupid show is, Jimmy. Now you got me fired up.
I love how you just turned. Wait a minute. What did Matt Riddle ever do to you? You were all about RK Bro.
He's going against my boy now. See, Jim, that's what I was going to talk to you about.
Go ahead.
He's going against my boy now, right? Anybody that tries to oppose Seth Rollins is going to catch the ire of me, right? So now that Riddle thinks that he's cool and thinks that he wants to try to get even more shine, who does he come find, Jimmy? He comes to find my guy Seth Rollins, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it, Riddle. This is garbage. I'm mad at Riddle that he allowed himself to get injured. I'm mad at Riddle that he is so annoying that Seth couldn't keep his hands off of him for a Monday Night Raw taping, and now he's out of SummerSlam. But Jimmy, if I was a betting man, I'd say we still hear Burn It Down at some point during that show, and he's just an agent of chaos somewhere, no?
It's odd because Riddle is not injured. They just wanted to move it to the next pay-per-view, which, whatever, it's fine.
No, it's not fine, Jimmy. Stop saying that.
I actually think it's kind of horrible that they're doing that. Why wouldn't you just have the match here? Unless there's something really big they want to do with Rollins at SummerSlam. And the only thing I can kind of think of is, he comes out, he wants a match. He's done the mystery opponent before. I'll do it again. I'm ready. And then You Think You Know Me hits, the Rated R Superstar returns. They have a match, but then Rollins would lose that too. So that's the one thing, Rod, here that I'm a little nervous about, because if they have a really surprise here, he's going to probably lose unless you have like a Dolph Ziggler or somebody come out talking to the crowd, saying some stuff, and then Rollins comes out and he's the surprise. He beats a Dolph Ziggler type. I could see that.
Babyface Dolph? You're talking about babyface Dolph Ziggler, Jimmy?
Yeah, babyface. Yeah, he's a great babyface.
Listen, I'm kind of buying the Dolph Ziggler of it all right now. If he was out in the ring like talking mess to Theory just because everybody seems to talk mess to Theory, and then Seth Rollins just hit with Burn It Down and came out and beat the crap out of Dolph Ziggler, like what if he did it like 3 different times during the show? Like just different times people were talking, he just come out, Burn It Down.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, Ziggler's out there. Maybe you got AJ Styles talking on the mic, then he comes down and gets AJ. Maybe MVP and Almost are down there. He just beats them both up. Why the heck not, right?
Listen, AJ Styles just gets thrown into the oddest of couples these days, so why not? You know what I mean? We're literally making AJ work with anybody. Like he's bouncing all over the place. He's like the new Miz, just working with everybody these last couple of weeks.
Oh wow, that hurts. That hurts a lot. But we have a huge, Rod, not as huge as it was, obviously, and I do apologize. But we have a huge weekend of wrestling. Ric Flair's final match is on Sunday. You excited for that?
Yeah, I saw some stuff about that. You're going to have to explain a little bit more to me what sort of federation this is that this is Ric Flair's final match in.
Oh, how much time do we have? We run the podcast network, so it's fine. Okay, so Ric Flair's final match will be on Sunday. His son-in-law, Conrad, who does all the podcasts with like Bruce Pritchard and stuff like that, is kind of running the show, okay? So it's an independent show that's going to have a lot of decent matches on it, to be quite honest with you. People that you have no idea who they are. I don't have any idea who half these people are, but there's some really good wrestlers on there. But the main event is Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal against Ric Flair and his other son-in-law, Andrade El Idolo. So it's a tag team match, and it has to be.
Oh, that's Charlotte Flair's husband, right?
Yes, Andrade. Yes, correct. So they're going to wrestle Jarrett and Jay Lethal. And then Jay Lethal is known for his Ric Flair impersonation, so I think that'll be kind of funny as well. It's kind of a big spectacle. We'll see.
How old is Flair right now?
He is 70. He's in his 70s. I need to double check that, but 70. Like, I'll look up the card. But this man was literally on death's door. I mean, he was going to die at one point.
That's when they did all the docs and stuff, right?
Yeah. So it's he's 73, and he's lived a 73. He's lived his life.
He's lived a 173-year-old life. He's a lot like our good buddy Chris in that way.
Yeah, well, Chris is actually 173. So
that's true.
I don't think Ric Flair. I will guarantee you, Ric Flair does not own a grandfather clock.
That's true. Chris was actually an old man when Ric Flair debuted.
He was. I remember that youngster. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. We'll talk about it a little bit. I'm sure it'll be he'll get his chops in. He'll get thrown off the top rope, which kind of scares me a little bit.
Let me ask you this question real quick. You said that JEFFJARRETT is working in that match, but I believe he's working the day before in a sanctioned WWE event. So, maybe we're not going to see much of Jeff Jarrett. How do they feel about him working this event the next day?
I think it just kind of happened at the same time. They're fine with it.
Do you believe we'll see more of Jeff Jarrett after this, or is this just a one-off because it's Nashville and he's the country music guy?
I got to think it's a one-off because it's Nashville and he's a country music guy. He's an agent for him, I believe, so he works with WWE. Just on screen, it'll probably just be this.
But I remember it being so weird. We'll get to the card. I'm sorry. I'm stepping on that match. But I just remember being so weird when they announced him as the special guest referee. I'm like, okay, cool. Jeff Jarrett's a big star, but like, what does he have to do with the Usos or the Street Profits?
Yeah, that was weird. It's just because it's in Nashville. That's it.
Yeah, all right. That makes sense. But we'll get there. We'll get to the card.
So, yeah, let's talk about the card. We have SummerSlam. It's probably just going to be that 3.5, 4 hour show. It's not going to be a 6 or 7 hour show, so thank goodness.
That's probably good. That's probably good. I mean, if I'm bummed to see that the Seth Rollins match got moved, but if we're a shorter pay-per-view, I'm with that.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday pay-per-view, too, which I am all for Saturday pay-per-views because, you don't have to get up early the next day. Some of it, well, yeah, some of us that work on Mondays, I guess. Rod, you don't really care.
That's right. We have an outdoor TV here at the Morgan Adobe out in the back patio, and our plan is to have some s'mores going, have the TV going, and then there's some fireworks, which I thought I was going to fire off after Seth Rollins wins his match, but now I'm going to have to figure out something else to fire him off after.
Hey, he could still have a match. You never know, right?
That's true. He's going to Burn It Down is playing. You can guarantee that.
Oh, it's going to play at some point for sure. We have the Mysterios versus the Judgment Day. No disqualification match. They actually did Rey Mysterio send off pretty well, Rod. With he got the win, which never happens in a hometown. Never happens when they're celebrating somebody. But he did get the crap beat out of him by Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day. So we've got the Mysterios and Judgment Day. Who gets the win? And is Dominic finally going to turn on Rey? What do you think?
That's my pick. I mean, I just think that we did the Mysterio thing. We gave him his 20 celebration. Cena came back and did his 20 celebration, and then nothing really came from it. I'm sure we'll see John Cena again, but right, Randy Orton did his 20 celebration, and then he had a match, and we haven't seen much from him. So I'm gonna say we see the Rey turn. He's just, there's been little things that we've seen out of him. The outfits that he's wearing seem more heelish to me. Right, the Madison Square Garden, when he was just out there talking, I could have swore at some point he was just going to turn around and deck Rey. I thought I saw something in his eyes, so I'm going with Judgment Day wins and Mysterio finally turns on his dad.
Okay, I'm going to say that this is when Edge returns, because Edge, I don't know if you know this or not very happy with Judgment Day. He got hurt really bad by them, and he's been out for a very long time. So I think Edge returns and the Mysterios get the win. They are not going to turn Dominic on Rey because it would be stupid.
Of course it would be stupid, but how many? Well, I guess we do have new creative, so you can't lean on that anymore.
Can't lean on it right now. So I think that Edge comes back, gets the Mysterios the win, and then they continue the feud with Judgment Day while Edge picks off each and every one of them, including Rhea Ripley. Why not? Have Edge Beth Phoenix comes back to tag with the Rhea Ripley situation. Yeah.
Jimmy, where are we going with Judgment Day? I mean, somebody else has to join, right? Or is it just simply to be around so Edge can come back and have like a jumping off point for his return? I mean, what are we doing with Judgment Day, Jimmy?
So before last week, I would have said they're just going to be a mid-tier faction that loses a lot. Now, I don't know what they're going to do because I think Triple H has a lot bigger plans for Finn Balor and Priest and even Rhea Ripley because all three of them were stars in NXT, right? So I think they actually might be jumping up a little bit, and getting in a feud with Edge does put them a little higher on the card, but they do need to get some wins in there somehow.
Yeah, I get that's and getting a win over Rey Mysterio is probably a good one to do that. So if you're right, then you're definitely there. But I'm going to go with the easy Mark answer here and say, all right, we all want to see Dominic turn on his dad. Let's just finally do it.
Does Dwight Howard show up in this match or another match? That maybe Rollins and Dwight Howard fight. Thoughts?
I think Dwight's going to wait a little bit yet and still see if he's got a shot at making an NBA roster before he fully commits, I would think, right? Dwight Howard later in his life has learned a little bit more about don't be as out front, don't be as stupid all the time, just kind of be a little bit more back in the shadows and you don't take as much guff from people. So I don't think Dwight's going to try to wrestle before he knows for a fact he's not going to start the season on somebody's team, but I think he's coming, Jim.
Here's a little NBA nugget for you. I think Dwight Howard's waiting to see if Kyrie gets traded to the Lakers or Kevin Durant gets traded somewhere, because if they do, Dwight Howard could be looking at, hey, I'll be that minimum salary guy in the Lakers or the Celtics or whomever Kevin Garnett gets traded to. So I do think it'll be a while.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's actually a good call. He definitely could jump on him. I mean, he showed his worth a little bit as a guy off the bench to play 12 minutes for you, so he still thinks he's got one more shot at that. So, but I listen. You, I know, are not excited for Dwight Howard. I'd say let's bring it on.
Okay, well, that's a little Balls and Brew preview. That's easy to say. Also, the flagship sports podcast on the Morgan You Know Podcasting Network. That comes out. We just had a great one about college football. I had a great discussion with Williams on where we're going with college football. Chris was involved too, but whatever. Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, we'll have the NFL stuff coming up as we always do. So then we go to Logan Paul versus The Miz. Man, I don't care about this match very much. Logan Paul has done a really good job of being a wrestler. He did a good job at WrestleMania, but people hate him, and the WWE, and he wants people to like him. He won't be a heel. He wants to be a babyface. He doesn't understand the money's in the heel. I actually think Am I going to say this? I guess I will. I think The Miz wins this. I don't know how,
Holy
but
smokes.
I think The Miz wins it. Yeah, I'm throwing it out there. Why not?
Holy smokes. Jimmy just said The Miz is going to win.
Yes, I know. Write it down. I think The Miz wins to try to get Logan Paul over as a babyface more. I think he's going to cheat. I think there's going to be something really shady happening.
We're clearly going to see Maurice, right? I mean, we had to see her on Raw Monday night, which was just, Logan Paul's like, come down here, Miz, and then Maurice shows up. I mean, how bad does The Miz look in this whole small balls gimmick that they've been doing with him?
About as bad as the Maximum Male models are looking right now.
I was going to say, could be all for them now that the old man's not around anymore.
Hey, LA Knight's back, though. That's pretty cool.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. I thought he got fired, so that's awesome. So anyway, so who you got, Logan Paul or The Miz?
I'm gonna take the Logan Paul. They give Logan Paul.
That's probably a good one.
Victory.
United States Championship. Bobby Lashley's the champion. Theory is the challenger. Okay, so this is Money in the Bank. Whoever gets the briefcase, Rod, if you go back in history, usually loses all the time until they cash in, which is dumb because you don't want the person who's going to be the champion to be a loser. Theory is on that road, okay? He's been on that road for a while. Now, tonight, he did get a little bit, on SmackDown, he did get a little bit, more ballsy by attacking Drew McIntyre. I do think...
He snuck up behind the Scottish Warrior, though, Jim.
Hey.
Let's not give him too much credit.
Hey, he still did it, okay? I think... I'm gonna give Lashley the win here, but I could see Theory. I could see Theory win though.
No way, man! White hot babyface Bobby Lashley, dude. This guy hasn't had this much burn almost ever. To hear you tell the stories of Bobby Lashley's wrestling days.
Oh yeah, this is great. People love him. So I hope
heated
Lashley
up right
gets
now.
the
You
win.
got to keep him there. With everything still up in flux, Jim. We got a part-time champion. Brock Lesnar only shows up when we give him the big bag. Cody Rhodes is out. Orton is out. I mean, come on. We got to keep Lashley this white hot.
I would love to see it, but again, you're burying Theory though. So
That's
yes,
fine,
I think Lashley
because
wins.
what the big thing for Theory is clearly going to be later in the night. Clearly, it's going to be later in the night. They've teased it. They've beat us over the head with it. He's definitely shown up in one shape or form at the end of the night. Maybe he doesn't cash the briefcase in, but
He'll be
I don't
there.
look for-
Yeah.
I don't look for the U.S. Championship match to be the big Theory moment we're talking about. So give me the white hot baby face Bob Lashley.
I will say this: if Theory wins, he ain't winning the WWE title later. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, now listen, if the old man was still around, you could have convinced me of a scenario where Theory was going to walk out of SummerSlam with 3 belts, but because the old man's not there anymore, I don't think that's happening. I'm with you.
The Undisputed Tag Team Championship that we mentioned earlier, the Usos versus the Street Profits with special guest Jeff Jarrett. We have seen this match countless times. It's always a good show. I just don't see the Street Profits getting the win here because it's not big enough. It's like, oh, they've wrestled 600 times. I think the Usos retain here.
Well, I mean, we did just see, I can never tell if it was Jimmy or Jay from this far away, but one of them just super kicked Jeff Jarrett in the face. So, I mean, that's probably not going to play real well for him tomorrow night in the match. So, but yeah, I mean, until you start to tell me the scenario where Roman Reigns is no longer the tribal chief, head of the table, biggest deal going with both belts, until you tell me what we're doing with that, I don't know what great scenario then you take the belt off of the Usos, right? I mean, it just helps. It just helps build the whole thing if they're standing behind Roman Reigns with the belt. So, I mean, as much as I love the Street Profits and as much as we can see that Montez Ford is beefing up in the chest area, right, to just have more like
chestal region, yes.
Yeah, to look more like a big brick of a man, right, which is going to be good for him. And as often as I say Angelo Dawkins doesn't really count, he's really made me look
really
bad.
good. Yeah, he's really good.
He's been hot in a couple of these matches recently. So, I mean, I'm with you. I don't know that you can give it to the Profits because it's just like, why are they going to beat them now? But I really will be interested to see how the Usos lose the belt, right? I'm almost getting to the point with them like I am with Roman Reigns. Like, when are we going to take it off of them? But I'm with you. It ain't happening in Nashville.
And we also have the Viking Raiders. We have the New Day that are both, Viking Raiders have been kind of repackaged a little bit. They're doing well. We've got more people to go against the Usos, but we do need to get that one team that gets hot enough, and it's going to be a big, big story when they beat the Usos, and I just don't think it happens yet.
And could that team that gets hot enough be a certain former Olympian who graduated with a master's degree with a 4.0 GPA, Jim?
No, that's not going to happen either. Hey, you never know though. It could. New creative, right? Sorry. You haven't loved a tag team that much since Shinsuke Nakamura and what was that guy's name?
You mean he's injured, but we still think about him fondly because we'd love to see him out there rocking it again? Rick Boogs!
We're a team, and you just fell in love with them. So hopefully, hopefully, Gable.
Gable's really growing on me, man.
He's good.
He's really good at what he does. He just is really good. He's an in-ring tactician, and he just knows how to put that smirk on. And so heat up the Street Profits. That's what I'm saying, Triple H, if you're listening.
Heat them up. All right.
Or not the Alpha Academy, excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, I thought you were wanting the Street Profits to go against Alpha. Whatever. Pat McAfee, Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin bought a ticket tonight to tonight's show. Had some popcorn. Had a nice picture of Pat McAfee's when he got in trouble for jumping in the White River. I mean, McAfee's going to win this, and I think it'll be a pretty entertaining match. I think it's going to be a hard-hitting match, but I think McAfee wins. I'm not really sure where they're going with this, though.
I am going to be against you. I'm staunchly against you on this one. I feel pretty strongly on this one. Happy Corbin's absolutely winning, Jimmy. If you think about it, man, Happy Corbin doesn't lose very often. He really doesn't. He had the whole streak after he changed his name to Happy. You know what I mean? Like, he's a bit of a protected dude. And what, you're just going to have Pat McAfee win again? No, I think Happy Corbin wins this match.
Okay. All right. We'll see what happens there. I think it'll be a fun match, and people will be.
Of course, it'll
really
be fun, but you can't have we have to because it's essentially what we're dealing with right now. But you can't have your SmackDown commentator essentially be like your second biggest pop babyface in the country and just beating people left and right. You can't have it, Jim.
Well, he's the first top babyface right now, I think, on the brand. So yeah, you can't, but they do. So we'll see what happens with that. Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. I like the feud. I think they've done a really good job hard-hitting, especially on Raw this past week. I think Bianca wins. I think this is going to be an excellent match. Both women are going to want to put out all they can. This might be match of the show, but I think Bianca does retain again.
I'm against you again here, back to back. I'm going with big time backs. I really do. For some reason, Jim, they just do weird shit to Bianca Belair. And so I see Becky Lynch. I see maybe it's almost like maybe it's a mea culpa to the Rollins/Lynch family here, right? Her husband's getting completely screwed over, so they're like, you know what, Becky, we'll give you the belt back. So yeah, give me big time backs here, Jim. I really do, because I think that while my queen continues to be away, we have nothing in the women's Raw division other than these two. So let Becky beat Bianca again, so then we can heat them back up at SummerSlam or maybe even WrestleMania again next year.
Yeah, of course, Survivor Series, I think, is what you're referring to, or WrestleMania next year. So, I think it's going to be a great match. I like Becky losing this, though, Rod, and then kind of going back to, okay, this isn't working. She needs to go back to being the man and kind of transform over the next couple months into going babyface maybe, and trying to get back that championship that way. But she could win.
You don't think she could start to make that journey, though, by winning the belt back, right? Because if she wins the belt back, people are going to pop for her a little bit, don't you think?
Oh, they're going to pop for a title change no matter what. But yes, they will pop for her a lot. She's going to have to then shoot them down again, saying, you didn't do this for me, I did this all myself. I would like to thank me. And I just see her going that direction again.
I'd like to thank me. That'd be incredible.
Oh, she's going to. I've worked really hard, and I just want to say thank you to the one person who's done everything. Me, I'm the best, so type of thing. Speaking about the women's division, we got SmackDown's championship. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey, they had a team up on SmackDown. Now we have their one-on-one match again. I think they've had a few matches on a house show circuit that have gone pretty well. I see Morgan retaining. I don't know. Rousey could win, though, because Triple H is back. Because Rousey, watching her on SmackDown tonight, Rod, I know you haven't necessarily had a chance to watch it. She just doesn't feel like that big thing anymore. And
she
tough.
Killed some dude in the front row tonight, though.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
That was incredible, man. Like, give me more of Ronda Rousey doing that. Some guys like booing her, and she's just like, your parents failed you. I'm like, yeah, give me more of that.
Your parents failed you. I love it. So who you got, Morgan or Rousey? I got Morgan on this one.
I mean, I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm going against you again here.
Okay.
Hey,
finally.
We're going to have different records on
Finally.
this one. Yeah, we really are. But I think Ronda's taking this. I really do. Like, I think we had the weird summer, like, oh, wasn't it cool that Watch Me, Liv Morgan was the champ for a while, and we got to see her cry in the ring, and that was great fun. But we're starting to get back towards the real big boy stuff here. So I think we're going to put the title belt back on somebody who has a big name. And unfortunately, as much as I'm with you, and I don't know how charismatic Ronda is for the business, and I'm not sure how great she is on TV, she's still Ronda Rousey, and that still kind of makes a difference in the TV world. So give me Ronda.
So it would not surprise me if Ronda was given some kind of a manager or mouthpiece moving forward now that we have a regime change. That could be an interesting aspect to put in there. If they bring someone in who can talk for her and she just has that really, mean face all the time and she says a couple words here and there, that's it. She's the badass coming in to destroy everybody. They could make her into their female Brock Lesnar for sure.
How about Natalya talking for people and not wrestling anymore? Could we do that?
Maybe. Yeah, we could. She's a decent talker. She's good on the mic. Wrestling is technically sound, but nothing spectacular. So yeah, could be.
I just, we need to create more talking heads because I'm with you. We need a few of those mouthpieces to help people out. So, I'm thinking outside the box here.
How does this match end, Rod? Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar in a last man standing match. Last man standing, Rod, means that your opponent has to be on the ground for a 10 count for you to win the match. Now, it has happened before where someone has been underneath a forklift, where they have been locked in something, I believe. So a lot of random crap happens during these matches to end it. How does this one end?
Man, I've been going back and forth an awful lot on this one, and I can't help but think that Theory is going to come down, but he's going to bungle it somehow, and the last 2 minutes of Raw being Rollins, right, and knowing how much we were heating Riddle up, and that you're telling me they're moving that match to Clash at the Castle, and maybe you want to do some sort of weird, maybe Drew McIntyre gets into. So if Rollins shows up in this match somehow and inserts himself some way, man, that could mean good things for my guy. So I'm thinking that there's some kind of a weird schmaz at the end where we see a couple of guys involved, and that's sort of how Brock Lesnar goes down for a 10 count.
Yeah, I kind of like where you're going there. I kind of like Theory coming down. He's going to probably get the win, but then Rollins comes out of nowhere, beats the crap out of Theory, and then stands Roman up. Puts him in the corner, leans him against the ropes, so both Lesnar and Theory are down for the count. So that could happen. Theory loses the briefcase. You don't have to do that anymore. Then there's also the what if Lesnar and Reigns both go on top of something and then they both go through a table that's 20 feet down, and then Theory cashes in as the third man in a triple threat. They make the count and they give him the belt. I do not see Austin Theory getting the championship belt here.
I don't either. I don't see Theory walking out of Nashville with both belts. I really don't.
I think Roman Reigns is going to walk out with the belts. And I think I'm leaning more towards you, where we do have a Theory sighting. He does not win that belt, but he's stopped by Rollins. I could see that, especially if we don't see Rollins at all to the main event. Rollins is coming out.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. If Rollins doesn't insert himself somewhere else in one of these other little cool scenarios we were talking about, which will just be a personal pop for me, and maybe you'll be able to hear me yelling out from Mishawaka all over the state of Indiana when he does show up. But especially if he shows up and wastes Theory's chance at cashing in his briefcase and then props up Roman to basically make him a stooge to then beat Roman and take the titles from him. Come on, Jimmy. I mean, lather me up at that point. I'm like groundskeeper Willie.
You have dreams, and I love that, Rod. I do love your dreams. Anything else to add before we call it a night and get this podcast out before SummerSlam happens tomorrow?
That is a good point. I guess I would just say enjoy SummerSlam tomorrow on a Saturday night. Jimmy is right that it's a different feel with the Saturday night pay-per-view. Maybe have a couple extra libations, maybe light off some fireworks like we're going to at the Morgan household. But know that Jimmy and I will be back in your feed early sometime next week with the reactions to all of the predictions that I probably made correct and that Jimmy made horribly wrong, because Jimmy was only good in the old days of the old man creative. He has no idea what he's doing in this new world we live in.
Yeah, I have to actually make decisions, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's going to happen here. You have been listening to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the Morgan You Know podcasting network. You're in the ring with Jimmy and Rod.
Thank you very much. SummerSlam, biggest party of the year.